Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Tau Neutrino. This is very first video on this channel and today we are going to start with very famous subject called quantum mechanics. Well, before we start, let me make some things clear. We are here to learn how to do quantum mechanics. This is not going to be the videos that are on YouTube, popular videos on YouTube that just discuss popular science, that is the intuition behind quantum mechanics. So this is going to be more mathematically rigorous as compared to those videos. So this is actually going to include some equation solving, mathematically equation solving. And for that, I assume the viewer of these videos is familiar with some basic concepts like linear algebra, calculus. In calculus also there are parts like solving partial differential equations, integrations and differentiation. So all that and some statistical mathematics will also be included, probability theory and all. And here are some topics that you should be aware of, like some this is the math part, and these two are completely different subjects. So more videos on these later on in future videos. And if you find difficulties in first three topics, then let me know in the comments. I will make sure to make videos on that too. So before we proceed to the main topic, the last thing I wanted to share was that I am going to refer this book throughout the video series. It's Introduction to Quantum Mechanics by David J. Griffiths. So the concepts included in this book are very well explained. So go check it out. I have mentioned the link in the description also. Okay, so the very first topic that we are going to discuss is the wave function. But before that, let's understand how in classical mechanics how do we determine position of a particle. So there is a particle of mass m, which is driven by force F. So and the x is the position of a particle from a certain reference point. So how do we determine the position? So we can make use of Newton's second law, which says F equal to ma. So a here is the acceleration, F is the force which is driving that mass, m is the mass itself. So we can also write it as the definition of acceleration, which says this, the second derivative of the displacement, and also the F can be derived from the potential energy function. So we know that by definition F is equal to minus dou V by dou X. So this is the definition of a force, and this is the relation between force and the potential energy function. So we can write directly that the partial derivative, the negative partial derivative of potential energy function with respect to x. So on solving this differential equation, we can get the distance or the position x. So whatever the x value we get here will have some discrete or definite value that will represent the position of particle in space. But in quantum mechanics, things changed a little bit. So here in quantum mechanics, to represent the position of a particle, we use the concept of wave function. Now, the wave function we get from solving the equation called Schrodinger's equation. So the wave function is denoted by phi here, the phi symbol from Greek letters. H bar is the reduced Planck constant. So H bar is H upon 2 pi. So whatever the value we get, you can substitute and get the value of H as 1.054 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second I here is the complex number. So on solving the equation for different systems, you can get value for phi. What phi will represent is the wave function. So what that actually means is you can have a typical wave function like this. So this is like this is the x coordinate. So whatever wave function we get from this equation phi, you just square the modulus of it. So what it will give is the probability distribution with respect to x. So that probability distribution will then lead to finding the position of a particle between any two positions. Like let us take an example. So let's take a typical wave function. So it looks like this. This is basically a probability distribution function that will represent probability of finding a particle between any two positions. So for example, if we were to find the particle between A and B, the area under this curve will represent the probability of finding that particle between A and B. So we know that area under a curve is also represented by integration notation. So the integration of the modulus of phi square with respect to the distance dx will give the probability of finding the particle between A and B. So this is to find the position of particle between A and B, you just have to integrate it definitely. So this formula will give the probability of finding the particle between A and B, right? So because this is a probability distribution function, now there are some positions where the probability of finding the particle is less, like between C and D the area is very less as compared to between A and B. So here the probability of finding particle will be less. So like that. And now that we know how to get wave function phi to find the probability of finding a particle between A and B, we get the idea that in quantum mechanics the things are a little bit different. To find, like, there is no discrete position of a particle, it's always represented by a probabilistic value. So we can say that quantum mechanics is a probabilistic theory, and it has given a name that Bohn's statistical interpretation. So the word statistical itself means it is a probabilistic theory. So okay, so let's briefly summarize what we have learned today. So at first we got to know that quantum mechanics is a probabilistic theory. Then we discussed about wave function, what wave function actually represents and how do we get it. So we get it from solving Schrodinger's equation. So that will spit out the wave function phi, and then we make use of it to find probability of finding particle between positions A and B. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe and comment if you have any doubt. Happy physicsing.